Herzlich willkommen zu eines neues video, and today we're going to discuss the nice try of Bitcoin to break the actual momentum. We tried to break upwards as we can see, but we failed to do so. So what's next? That's what we're going to discuss in this update. Before we're going to continue, make sure to subscribe if you need, like this YouTube update, check out my Twitter and Instagram where you can find daily content on the markets as well, including the police. But today we're going to discuss Bitcoin and Ethereum. Unfortunately, yesterday I was not able to actually provide a live stream. Some private stuff came up and unfortunately then I have to cancel the live stream. But maybe during this week we'll be back with another live stream to answer all your questions. And next week, Monday, we'll definitely be back with the live streams overall. So when we're looking at the price of Bitcoin at this point, we see some momentum upwards. We've also been seeing a very strong bounce of the equities, as they have been seeing the strongest 2 days return or revival since April 2020. We've seen that coming yesterday, or we saw the green candles yesterday as well. What was the actual reason that we have been getting such a strength? Well, technically speaking, we have been getting that strength because the dollar is showing a little bit of weakness, and due to the fact of that weakness, we have been getting some momentum on risk on assets. So not only Bitcoin has been doing well, but also equities have been doing well. To cover all the yields and such, we're going to discuss that in a later update. But for now, we're going to head towards the charts, as Bitcoin has remained volatile during this morning, and we can see some nice reactions and we can expect some nice movements to happen very soon too. So let's head towards the charts to discuss Bitcoin and Ethereum as it tried to break upwards. So the actual reason for the fact that we have been seeing strength on the Bitcoin and equities is the weakness that we're seeing on the DXY. Well, technically it's not really weakness, as since May 2021, which was, as you recall correctly, which was the top of Bitcoin, we have been seeing strength on the dollar. We've had a period in between that the dollar was just consolidating. That was another run for Bitcoin. But since the actual strength has been seen on the dollar, we are seeing weakness of Bitcoin. So we have been seeing that strength on the dollar, but in between those rallies, we got corrections as well. So if we start zooming in a little bit more, we can see this corrective move after the breakout, right? We made this retest happen, which was beautiful. And that was actually the trigger for a reversal of the dollar, also due to the fact that the Fed meeting came in which they are going to make the monetary policy tighten, or they're tightening the monetary policy, resulting into potential additional strength of the dollar, and that was causing this actual rally to take place for the dollar. But right now we are getting into a range that is important to watch for the dollar to see whether we can actually see support. So this corrective move in this rush is not too bad. And because we're getting this corrective move on the dollar, risk on assets like the Nasdaq are showing strength, as we are reclaiming a level here, but we are still not switching trend on this one at all, as we still have multiple levels to watch before we can actually conclude that we are reversing trend. Despite the fact of the weakness of the dollar, it's good to see this upwards momentum. It is very volatile. I think we will remain very volatile during the entire year of 2022 and 2023. And that is also what we are seeing on Bitcoin at this stage, as we tried to break above the resistance here, as we can see. So we've tried to actually make this breakout. We took the actual high, and that is usually not a great sign for continuation to take place. So when we're looking at the price action of Bitcoin, what have we been trying to do so in the past hours? Well, technically speaking, we have been trying to break above this high, right? We've got a fake out here, or we've got a wick here already, second wick here, and now we've tried to get above the high once again, but we failed to do so, and price slammed back in immediately. What do we see even more is that given though we are making this upwards run, the price or the volume is relatively low at this stage, so there's no real strength to be seen, and I'm not convinced that we're actually going to have a reversal in this way like we have been seeing in March 2020. But we have been getting this fake out here, So that is not convincing for me to see continuation, because if we're going to find ourselves into a trend structure like I've made here, that would be giving us strength towards 41.2k. But at this point we are not doing that, so I'm not triggered or not convinced that we're going to have that continuation unless we flip the level, as this is still the crucial area for me to watch. I think that this short or this liquidity tap is going to give us enough strength to test lower levels, and in that case I'm looking at 37.5, whether we are going to find support there. If we are losing 37.5 overall, I'm assuming we are going to get that reversal pattern in which we're going to search for a bullish divergence structure here before we can actually start trending up again. So what do we see right now with the markets? I think we get a classic example of the fact that people are running into longs at this stage, thinking that we're done with the corrective move. And just as we are seeing some sentiment switches happening here, or sentiment flips happening here, we are eager for any slight reversal. And I think that the accumulation will take some time, given that people want to sell their actual run upwards, as there's still lots of fear in the market. So yes, we've got a nice bounce from 33 to 38. Altcoins have been bouncing nicely too, but we are testing resistance levels, which means that we are getting those tests for the first time. Especially some altcoins like Ethereum are getting those tests for the first time, and that is usually not providing a breakout at all at this point. When we're looking at Ethereum against USDT, nice run up, but we're currently testing some levels of resistance. If we take the daily time frame, we can see that we are testing this previous block, and there are multiple resistance levels to be happening at this stage. And if you go back in history, you can just use the price action to define how it can end, or how we are going to construct ourselves. And in the case of June and July, we've also been retesting, and went down again as people are selling the first real bounce. And in this case, it feels like we're getting into the similar structure in which we're just going to test lower levels before we can continue running. Similarly, we have been getting those bounces in the downwards trend, but no real confirmation of a breakout or a trend reversal at this stage yet. So I think it's still remaining cautious at this point before we are flipping those crucial levels. For Ethereum, nice breakout, testing next level. What is the level that we should be watching? Well, if we want to do something, I think that we have to hold this level, and then we can start attacking again. But if this bounce is going to be weak or just a slightly higher than this one, I think we are eager for a lower test around 24, 22 before we are finishing ourselves off with the actual bottom accumulation. That's the update for today. I'll be back later today with another one. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you again soon.